Hi guys, welcome back. We're going to start a new book. I have chosen Tom Gates' The Brilliant World of Tom Gates. So this is by Liz Pichon or Pichon, however we say it. I'm going with Liz Pichon, but it could be wrong. I'm very sorry. This book doesn't tend to have any chapters. Sometimes it has little bits at the top that says things like break or I don't know, maths or Mr. Philemon, but this one doesn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read until I feel like I can't or like it's a good place to stop. And I will label them part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, and so on until the book's finished because, I want to make sure that you guys get your book in. Anyway, I have waffled for nearly a minute, so I'm just going to do my usual waffle of this is all Liz Pichon's own work and I'm just reading for entertainment and pleasure. And then I'm going to make a start. So let's get going. The Brilliant World of Tom Gates. Even though I only live 4 minutes away from my school, I'm often late. My school, Oakfield, there's a picture here as well, and my house. So it's literally just around the corner. This is usually because me and Derek, my best mate and next door neighbour, chat a bit. Okay, a lot. On the way. Sometimes it's because we get distracted by delicious fruit chews and caramel wafers at the shop. Occasionally it's because I've had loads of other very important things to do. For instance, this is what I did this morning. My first day back at school. Woke up, listened to music, played my guitar, rolled out of my bed slowly, looked for socks, looked for clothes, played some more guitar, realised I hadn't done my holiday reading homework. Panicked! Thought of some good excuse for lack of homework. Phew! Annoyed my sister Delia, which I admit did take up a very large chunk of the morning. Time well spent though. Hid Delia's sunglasses, took my comic into the bathroom to read while Delia waited outside. Ha ha! When Mum shouts, Tom, you're late for school! Run past Delia, who's still waiting outside the bathroom and quite cross now. Ignore her, sisterly love. Save precious time by not brushing hair, not brushing teeth for very long, not kissing Mum goodbye. Too old for all that kind of thing. Eat the last piece of toast, then grab my packed lunch and bike. Shout bye to anyone who can hear me. Then bike to school in about 2 minutes flat, which is a new Tom Gates world record. And this is the really good bit. Amy Porter just arrived too. I'm so pleased to see her after the holidays. I smile in what I think is a nice, friendly, cheery way. Amy is not impressed. She looks at me like I'm weird. I'm not. Me smiling. Hi, Amy. That's speakable. This is a bad start to my day. Then it gets worse. Mr. Philemon, my form teacher, makes the whole class stand outside our room. He says, Welcome back, Class 5F. I've got a big surprise for you all, which is not good news. Oh no, he's arranged all the desks. I'm now sitting right at the front of the class. Worse still, Marcus, Moaning Meldrew, is next to me. This is a disaster. How am I supposed to draw my pictures and read my comics sitting at the back of the class? I can avoid the teacher's glares. I'm so close to Mr. Philemon now. I can see up his nose. Before, there's a little picture again. Mr. Philemon in the distance and me at the back. Now, me. Front of the class. Mr. Philemon's beady eyes. Tom Gates, I can see you. That's him in a speech bubble. And if that's not bad enough, Marcus Meldrew is the most annoying boy in the whole school. He is so nosy and thinks he knows everything. Marcus Meldrew is already annoying me. He is looking over my shoulder while I'm writing this. He is still looking. Still looking. Yes, Marcus, I'm writing about you. Marcus Meldrew has a face like a mouse. Marcus Meldrew has a face like a moose. Moosey Marcus. He stopped looking now. But on the other side of me, the good news is that I'm now sitting next to Amy Porter, who is very smart and nice, even though she didn't seem thrilled to see me this morning. Brilliant. At least I can have a sneaky look over her shoulder for a few right answers. I think she's looking at me now. Amy Porter is very nice. Amy Porter is smart. She's not looking. She's ignoring me, I think. So might as well stop writing nice things now and draw a doodle instead. This cheers me up. Marcus gets squished by a big monster. Then Mr. Fulham says, "As you can see, I've changed a few things around." "Don't I know it?" Then he begins to take the register. Usually I would take this opportunity to draw a few cool pictures or take out my comic for a quick read. But I'm so close to Mr. Fulham and his beady eyes that I have to wait until he finishes and walks to get back off to the back of the class before I can get doodling in my book. Okay, he's gone now. I'm thinking of names to call my band that Derek and I are in. We're not very good yet, but if I can think of a really good name, that will make us seem extra cool. How about alien twins, foot fighters? I know, dog zombies. And then we've got some sketches here and named them. So you've got dog zombies, bad bunnies, alien twins, haha, and then drawn a picture of Marcus and labelled it Simple Minds. Bit unkind. Mr. Filament interrupts my drawing. I've turned the page over fast so he can't see it, and hands out the first piece of work we have to do this term. Groan. Ugh. Holiday story writing. Welcome back, Class F. Today I'd like you to write a story about what you did over your summer holidays. Did you go away? Did you visit your family? What was the weather like and where did you stay? Remember to describe in lots of detail. I'm really looking forward to the reading all about your holidays, Mr. Fullerman. My holiday wasn't a great success, but it does have a very happy ending. Here goes. Camping sucks. This year, Dad said let's go camping, it's cheap. Mum didn't seem that keen, but I've never been camping before, so I was looking forward to it. Dad and I went to the camping shop to buy a few essential items like tent, sleeping bag, cooking stuff, fishing rods, and then crossed off is TV, computer. We won't need much, he said, but the camping shop had some cool stuff and Dad got carried away. He spent a lot of money and made me a promise not to tell Mum. We could have stayed in a nice hotel, it would have been cheaper, Dad said. Not the same as sleeping under the stars and waking up in the fresh air, said the man in the shop as he took Dad's money. And he's got a little drawing of all the stuff they bought and taking it home too. On top of everything Dad bought, Mum packed a whole lot more. The car was stuffed. My sister Delia wasn't happy about coming with us. She's not allowed to stay in the house on her own anymore because she has a wild party last time Mum and Dad went away. I stayed next door with Derek. His parents got woken up and weren't happy either. We set off, and for a while the holiday was going well. Then we took a wrong turning and got lost. Mum blamed Dad for not listening to her properly. Dad blamed Mum for not reading the map the right way. They both blamed each other. Grr. It was only when the car got a flat tyre that they stopped arguing. They phoned the car rescue service who eventually turned up. It took ages to fix the tyre, and we didn't make it to the campsite until it was very dark. Delia wasn't happy. Delia's never happy. She said the place looked rank and she could get a signal off for her phone. Ha ha ha. I thought it looked okay, so I helped Dad with the tent while Mum unpacked the car. Delia did nothing. The tent was tricky to put up, but we did the best we could. It was a bit late to eat. Dad said, I'll cook a big breakfast in the morning, but my stomach kept rumbling, and I couldn't get to sleep. Then I remembered the secret stash of biscuits in my bag, so I grabbed them and ate them all. Crumbs got everywhere, and it was very uncomfortable in my sleeping bag. Even though we had a family tent with separate rooms, Delia could hear me shifting around and fidgeting. It was really annoying her. Brilliant! So I did it some more, but at the same time I could also hear Mum and Dad snoring, and that was keeping me awake too. The noise was awful. It seemed to be getting louder and louder. It was almost like thunder, deep and rumbly. Then I realised it sounded like thunder, because it was thunder, which was getting closer. There was lightning too, and really heavy rain that was right above our tent. The storm was huge, and it didn't take long for the tent to blow away. Ah! Help! Everyone had to run to the car for cover. The storm lasted all night long, and everything we had got wet and muddy. Dad had pitched a tent right next to a stream, which flooded, and all our stuff got soaked. Nobody slept at all. It was miserable. And then there's a picture of it as well. In the morning, Dad tried to get his money back from the campsite owner as we slept in the car. He complained a lot, but it didn't work. Mum collected our soggy belongings, which were all ruined, including the tent. I could hear her muttering things like proper holiday next year and grease under her breath. Daddy was crying again because her mobile phone had got wet and wasn't working. That cheered me up, so I decided to try and make the best of the holiday and go exploring. There were lots of interesting looking trees to climb. I was nearly at the top of one when suddenly a branch snapped under my foot. I hadn't realised how high up I was until I fell down. It was pretty impressive, really. Dad heard me yelp as I hit the ground. She came over. Oh, sorry, Delia heard me yelp as I hit the ground. She came over and just watched me as I rolled around on the ground in pain, holding my arm. Ha ha, freak. It felt really bad, but Delia didn't look too concerned. Eventually, she got Mum. That's all I need, said Mum as she took me to the first aid tent. They gave me a lolly and put my arm in a bandage. I was very brave. It looked like our camping holiday was going to be very short. More rain was due, so Mum and Dad decided under the circumstances, no tent or dry clothes, we should go home. I wasn't that upset, and Delia was delighted. So we all packed up and left the campsite home. On the way home, we stopped off in a nice restaurant where I managed to eat a huge pizza with one of my good arm. My bad arm was really hurting, but I didn't complain because it was the first time in ages that everyone looked happy. Our neighbour, Mr. and Mrs. Fingal, and Derek were surprised to see us back so soon. My bad arm was so painful now that I went to my room to look at it. Worryingly, it had turned purple and swollen up like a balloon. I showed Mum and Dad. They looked shocked, Delia said. You look like a freak, which was kind of her. Mum and Dad got back in the car and drove me to the hospital, leaving Delia at home. Luckily, my arm's not serious. I just sprained it, and the bandage was put on too tight, so they redid it and put it in a very cool sling indeed. I'll live, apparently. It was quite late by the time we got home, and there was music blasting from our house. Mum and Dad were furious. Delia had invited lots of her friends round for a party, and boy was she in trouble. I forgot all about my sore arm because listening to Delia being told off and grounded by Mum and Dad was probably the best part of my whole entire holiday. Yeah, you're grounded. What were you thinking? The end. It sounds like you've had a very eventful time, Tom. Excellent work. I felt like I was there, but glad I wasn't. 5 merits. 5? I've got 5 merits. Wow, Mr. Philemon liked my story. I've never had 5 merits before. I leave my book open so Amy Force can see how clever I am, but she doesn't seem too interested. Maybe this will help, and it's written in big writing. I got 5 merits. No, she's still not looking. Marcus says he's got 5 merits as well. Great, I say. We're like twins now. He's so annoying. I show Mum and Dad my story because I think they'll be pleased with me, for a change. Instead, Mum gives me a note to give to Mr. Philemon. Dear Mr. Philemon, we are delighted Tom got 5 merits. Also, can I just say that this is not the usual type of holiday we have. We are actually very responsible parents. Tom's arm is fine now, in case you were wondering, and in case he tries to get out of doing PE. Kind regards, Mr. and Mrs. Gates. I think Mum was worried my story made them look bad. Break time! I'm going to pause it there, guys, because that's going on to a new section about breaks. So, thank you for listening. It's good to start a new book. I'm very excited to keep it going. And until the next time. Bye, guys.